everyone, I'm going to show you how to make a slanted table for taking photos and listing items on eBay. This is basically an idea that I stole from Josh with the YouTube channel RC Ranch that I'll link in the description here. But yeah, basically he made a table that's slanted, really clever idea so that you can take photos easily and basically put clothing up on there and swap it out real quick. And I just found a used drafting table and I turned that into a slanted table, and I'll show you all how to do that. So when I take this thing apart, you can see how it's made. I have a random assortment of different kinds of clips and such. A chip clip down here, so this isn't really doing much. I'm really just using what I happen to have available, but it does at least keep the sheet from sliding around too much. And then some of these clamps I have are more heavy duty, and this kind of clamp, it's like a vise. It's not even really designed for this use, but like I said, just using whatever I have on hand, and it seems to get by. So when I take this sheet off here, you'll see that I actually have a white sheet underneath it. So that just gives me more options. Let's say if I'm taking a photo of some gray clothing, I wouldn't want to photograph it on a gray background. So just having different options is good. Having some lighter colors and darker colors. I also have a purple sheet that I throw on here sometimes. And then when I take this sheet off, you'll see that underneath this I actually have just a giant Amazon box, just a big flat piece of cardboard. And the idea here is just to make it a bigger surface area, so the drafting table itself doesn't go up very tall, so I get a lot of extra length here for the height. So there's a piece of cardboard, and finally here is the drafting table itself. So a quick little tour of this thing. It does have a little bit of a lip already on bottom that can catch only very shallow things. So this particular drafting table, the lip doesn't go up very high. But this is how it looks, and if I go around back, you can see how it definitely is quite adjustable. I'll show in another part of this video. You can adjust these knobs to make it more shallow if you like, and then you can also use these wing nuts to adjust the height of it. As I'm putting this thing back together, I'll just point out that this white trash bag I basically am just putting here to cover up the writing or the logo on the box, so then when I put the white sheet down, it doesn't actually show through. Okay, so you'll notice if I take a larger item like this jacket and I set it up here, sometimes it slides down. So this angle is good for some lightweight items, but the nice thing about this table is I can easily adjust how much it's slanted. So I basically just come under here and I can adjust this knob, and you can adjust that on both sides actually. And then this part slides and it basically just can be moved. And it also is adjustable in a few other ways too. So for example, I can raise and lower it by adjusting these wing nuts here. So that's the nice thing about the drafting table, is that it's already made to be slanted and adjustable. Okay, so here is the opposite side, and then I just loosen this up, and then as you can see, I can make this table more shallow if I want. So it just slides in and out there, and then tighten it back up. Alright, so now when I throw my jacket up on there, no problem, doesn't slide down. So with this setup, as you can see, the table is not really as big as it should be. If I wanted the sleeves to come all the way out, this is size large men's jacket here. But I can work with it. I can either have things go off of the table. Sometimes I just take photos like that, or I can try to fold the sleeves in some way. One option that I would have here is to actually mount a wider piece of like cardboard or something like that on top of it, or plywood, and then clamp that onto the drafting table. So here's how I ended up dealing with the table surface area not being large enough. You can see in the photo I have the vise clamp thing showing on the right hand side, but then I just cropped it. This is the main photo I'm going to use for the listing. It's not perfect. You can see it definitely still has some of the clamp there on the right and some other stuff in the periphery, but I think it's good enough for main photo, and this jacket's probably going to sell for about $30 free shipping, so maybe if it was a more expensive item I might take more time to make the photo look even better. I considered using the removing the background option that eBay does automatically for you, where it basically just puts in a white background that it calculates the border of your item. But I found with that it looks kind of funky whenever I do it. The border that it tries to guess at is not quite accurate, and you end up seeing some weird part of a shadow or maybe even part of the item that gets removed. So I usually don't go with that. So that's it for the video. Hopefully this gave you some ideas and just a few channels that have helped me out in reselling. I'm just a hobby reseller, really, but I have appreciated RC Ranch, as I've mentioned, and then Daily Refinement has a lot of cool ideas, and finally Thrift a Life has given me some good sourcing tips. So that's it for the video. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.